everyone. I decided to share my experience about modeling because I know that a lot of girls who want to become models, they are watching those videos because I was doing the same, and I have some experience now, so I can share it with you if you want to hear. So yeah, um, I'm modeling already for many years, but I had a break like for like 4 years or something. Almost 4 years I was not doing any more jobs. I was studying, but right now I'm 23 by the way, and um, I think I started since I was 14, but it's not that I'm 10 years in the industry now. I'm like sometimes back and forth, like doing sometimes, not all the time. So but right now I started to travel finally, and for last year I'm traveling a little bit, and I had a few contracts. Like I had contract in China and had contract in Taiwan, and I'm having right now a contract in Korea. So I think I can share. That's why, because so how to become a model actually. So first of all, the main ingredient I would say is to find the right agency. You need to find your own manager, your own booker with whom you have a connect, kind of match. And this is actually the most important step. For me, it was like this because before I was in many agencies, and I also was in the best agency in Moscow, but the agency was so big, they didn't care about me. They didn't care about new faces, and they were like doing a little bit, and in big agency you need to work really hard and you need to really show your personality, and especially if you're young, if you're like 17 like I was, and you don't have any experience. And for me it was like my first year in Moscow. I was really stressed out. I didn't know um, how to behave, how to talk to people. I was really little girl, and I was a little bit shocked of everything. I didn't know how to care about myself, to look my best. I was not really I didn't know how to care about my skin. I always had like breakouts, and because also it was hormones and everything. But yeah, I would say that having a good agency is super important, because I after that I had a break. I worked with some agencies, but it was not really successful work. We were not even going to some contracts. We were I was just working a little bit in Moscow, but it was not much work for me. And after I already graduated my university, and I started to think more like an adult, and I started to find people like I would find people for business. And I found a really nice agency. This is not big agency, but I really like the managers. I really like all the team there. I really like the owner, and because we have such match, we can work together. Like since I signed a contract with them, like the first month I had like 10 test shootings, and we did a really nice portfolio. And in the first month actually I started to have jobs in Moscow. So it wasn't possible for me before, because I thought like work in Moscow it's impossible, because so many very beautiful girls, and no one wants to work with new faces. But I actually did some jobs, and it was really nice jobs by the way, and I was very happy about it. And after I had already signed contract with Chinese agency, and then with Taiwan, and right now I have a contract with Korea, like a very good agency, because my agency, they know how to work. They know how to promote girls, and I'm very happy about it. So first of all, you need to make snaps. It's like a picture with natural light, like some selfies. Do some selfies with natural light next to the window, with no makeup, like just straight face like this, and some side profile pictures, like, and all the records is like 35, 45, straight, and 45 again, and then like this. And yeah, do these pictures and then send it to model agencies, and make sure your parameters are good, because you should be at least 170, but sometimes of course they take girls shorter if your face is really nice, and if they think that your face gonna work for like in China, for example, or like in Asia in general. They prefer actually shorter girls, because when I was in Taiwan, girls who were like 168, they were working much more than girls like 170 or 175. I'm 175, by the way. And yeah, so it doesn't really that important right now, because everything depends on your face, and especially for China. But if you want to work in Europe, of course, like you have to be very tall and very, very thin, and have your parameters. So yeah, make sure your parameters are nice. Your chest should be actually like should be 90, but at the same time it doesn't matter. Like my chest is actually 78, so no one really cares about it. You can actually have bigger chest, like, and I think the biggest could be like 85, but it's like maximum, because probably if you have big chest, you can probably do underwear jobs, but it's like another, you should be another face, but usually it's like under 80. So your waist also doesn't really that important, should be like 60, but you know, it doesn't really matter. It could be like from 55, I think, to 65. I think 65 is maximum. And the main ingredient, the main detail is hips. This is the most important thing. Your hips should be under 80. Oh, sorry. Your hips should be under 90, and maybe sometimes 93. Something like that. It's like the biggest probably. Sometimes probably 85 also, 95 also work, but at the same time not for all the markets. Like in China or Europe, you should be, actually in China I would say that it does really important. They can fit clothes on you, but yeah, usually just under 80. Like my hips are under 90. Fuck, I always forgot this word. Under 90. Like my hips are actually 86, 85, and when I lost weight it was like 81 or 82, and my agency, they were still writing that I'm 88 or 80, 86, you know, like they were writing that I'm bigger, because too small hips is also not good. So yeah, your parameters, and write the agency. How to find an agency? This is very hard, to be honest. Because you actually should just find on Instagram some girls, some models, and they usually put their mother agency in the description, like in their profile, and yeah, you can check there, or you can search best agencies, and in your town, in your city, and find it there. And when you meet, and also very important, when you meet your agency, when you meet your bookers, managers, you should be very paying attention to details, like how they behave, how they talk to you, how they, if they really want to you or like not really. Because also for me it was really important, so the agency really wants me to work with them. And I had many options when I went back to my modeling career. I had actually, like, all the agencies that I wrote them, they all wants me, you know. they all replied me and they all wanted me, but I chose the agency with whom we had a contact, you know, like a match. And it was really good decision to me because this is your like a second family, you know, when you're working, this is your family. So you should be very attentive to how you feel with those people. If you feel a little bit insecure, if they don't really love you, if they like always telling you like, oh, you're kind of gain weight or what, or like, oh, something happened with your skin, like you ate sweets or what, you ate sugar. It was like this before in my last agency. Every time I go to my agency, they were like, oh, you gain weight, something happened here, or like your skin is not good, you cannot do snaps right now, you cannot do anything, like do something with your skin, you know, just wash your face. And they were telling me like this, you know, so stupid and so rude, to be honest, especially when you're young and when you're 17. To hear things like this is like the worst thing you can ever expect, because your self-esteem is like down, like completely, like you feel like you're the worst person in this world, and you did something wrong. But actually it's not true, because if the agency actually, it's also your job to take care of yourself, to take care of your measurements of your skin and everything. So your agency is happy to work with you because you're a professional and you know how to deal with your body, because this is your responsibility to look good, to have good skin, to have good body. And their responsibility is to take care of your contracts and to find your clients and everything. So yeah, it should be like a tandem or something, you know, like a teamwork. You both work. And models are really, for models it's really important to look good. And you're paid not only for a shooting day, you paid for all the time that you're taking care of yourself, you know, like for your skin, for eating the best food, for doing the best trainings, workouts, and everything like this, you know. So yeah, so this is really important. And after you found your agency, that's it. That's the only thing you should actually do. You should take care of yourself. You should understand that you are in parameters, you fit the industry, and then you go to an agency and you tell them like, I want to work with you guys. Hello, my name is Katya, I'm 175, I want to work with you, my parameters are this, and I live in Minsk, for example. So this is and only after this is actually the hardest part. After, you should kind of create your whole career, you know. This is the worst. I mean, this is the hardest. To find an agency, it's not that hard. You should keep it, you know. This is like to deal with everything that's after. When you came into the model industry, this is the hardest, to be honest. Yeah. And about face, about type, how to understand if you're a type of modeling type or not. It's actually kind of easy, but at the same time super hard, because no one actually knows what's gonna work. Because honestly, like for example in China especially, like in Europe at least you understand, they prefer either strong face or either like very classic face. But in China, this is so crazy. Like you never know what's gonna work, especially right now. It's like 2025 December, and especially since last year, and yeah, especially last year, everything becomes so complicated because they start to choose very different. My phone kinda died, sorry. So in China, they actually prefer now very differently, you know. Like you never know what's gonna work in China. Like, but usually they like more Asian looking faces, you know. Especially that's what I see, you know, like girls who look a little bit of Asian, but they are still, for example, like European type, but they are a little bit of Asian. But it's always changing, you know, you never know. but you just should be more like a commercial kind of thing. You should find some models, and if you look like them, you probably will also work. You just should compare yourself with other girls and to understand if you're a type or not, and that's how it works. And but of course, for some really good agencies, that's really important how you look, and for them it's really important to find really interesting faces. And so you never know, you should ask your agency, like you should ask agencies, you should send your pictures not only to one agency, you should send it to many agencies, and see of the back of the like of their replies, and check like if you agree with this or not. And also you should ask probably some stylists, some photographers, if they think you are fit the industry or not. Or you can message in some model groups, like they have a lot of chats where you can send your pictures and ask if they think you're a model type or not. And also in such groups, always a lot of scouts, and they always can book you from that groups, from that chats. So yeah, that's actually everything that is important. You should just understand your type, and you have we have baby face, commercial beauty, and strong face. I think that's the main ones. But yeah, for example, for Moscow, always commercial girls are the best. For China, babyface usually it was like this, but right now you never know. Like right now in China works a lot of commercial girls and then a lot of strong faces, because they're trying to be like in Europe, to do European type of content and everything. So you should just ask, but you never know if you're gonna work or not, because right now modeling is a little bit crazy, and you never know. You never know if you fit the industry or not. So but you should try. You really should try, and you know and also to understand, most important to understand that if you are beautiful, it doesn't mean that you are gonna work good. And it's just about timing, I think, and about being in the right market. Also, after you sign a contract, you should try all the markets, like, and see on which market you're gonna work better. Like you should try China, Korea, Japan, Europe. Usually in Europe, the main part of Europe that it's working is Spain, because Inditex is there. So like Zara, H&M, Bershka, and everything like this. So this is the main money actually. So in Spain, if you work in Spain with all the Inditex, you're doing good money. And sometimes it's fashion weeks, but fashion weeks are impossible to catch, I think. You should be like very crazy, and I don't know. For me, it seems impossible. But at the same time, you can work on other markets. Actually, being in China and working good in China is also really good, because it's good money, and but a lot of work, but still. If you like what you do, why not? So I wish you guys all success in your career, and if you have any questions, you can ask in comments, or somewhere else. You can message me on Instagram, and I will help you. See you. Love you all. Bye bye.